Good morning, friends. Wow, it's feeling cold today. I'm going out to the fairy shed to show you some things I got, or talk a bit. So I've got vegan mince pies from Greg's. I've already had one of these. They were absolutely delicious. So that was my first mince pie. I was a bit concerned that the vegan pastry might not be very good, but actually it was lovely. Hang on. Yes, it was a merry moment indeed. So there we are. Thank you, Mr. Penguin. Let's go to the fairy shed. Hello friends, nice to see you again. Welcome to my new vlog. This week has been a slightly magical week for me. If you know my channel, you'll know I'm very interested in fairies and things that are mysterious and sort of cute. And this week I ended up visiting Colchester Castle, which is not too far away from me. But for the first time I actually looked around properly, went into the museum. And they have a wonderful exhibition on about mythical creatures, as well as many other things. So this vlog, the first bit of it, is kind of about the museum and the mythical creatures exhibition, which is really super. If you're anywhere near Colchester, I would go and see it. It's a lovely museum. Although it's quite expensive, it's £13 per adult, and I think it's £5 or £6 per child. So it's not a free museum. In the UK, we're used to a lot of museums being free, like the Victoria and Albert, the British Museum, etc. So you have to pay, but I'd still say it's a lovely museum. Okay, as for mythical creatures, I've got on my Christmas unicorn jumper. It's a bit silly, but I like it. Yeah, it's cute. So anyway, a couple of years ago, I was in Poundland and I could not believe my luck, because I looked down and there were these two pink sparkly unicorns. I love unicorns. I was amazed that they were still there. I think there were actually a few more left. And I thought, why did nobody buy these? I think they're just gorgeous. I mean, they're very kitsch, but I love unicorns. I think horses are obviously very beautiful. And I think I love the idea that unicorns like those who are pure in heart and very good. With regards to unicorns and with all other sort of these mythical creatures that we're going to look at in the exhibition, I just feel it's interesting that okay, you're not going to see any of them probably in reality, but all these different artists and people seem to have a collective belief that they exist. And I wonder, is it possible that some of these mythical creatures exist in a dimension that we can't see, or most of us can't see? It's interesting. Oh, those poles behind me, they look so ugly. Okay, that aside, yes, I love unicorns, and I think all things that are kind of mysterious kind of fascinate me. Maybe that's a bit silly, but it's true. So anyway, now I will start my bit about Colchester Castle. It's really grand and thrilling looking, and we'll put in that bit of film now, and then I will come back to you after that. Okay. It is just the perfect day to have a walk. So I've come to Colchester, and this is Castle Park, so just have a little look round. See, this park was opened for the public use by the Right Honourable Sir David Evans, KCMCG, on 1892. Wow. Okay. It's just a perfect day. Okay. Onwards. Here's a really quaint little drinking fountain, and I think it says it was donated by Miss Catchpool in 1892. Okay. I bet many people were grateful for a nice drink of water there. The leaves are just so beautiful. What a day. Wow. Just looking back at where we came from. Wow. Beautiful day. Hello, Mr. Squirrel. You found a nut. You found a nut. Very good. Okay. I just love these yellow leaves. And if I pan up, just up there is the castle. Here's a good view. Amazing. And windows for archery and that one little bird on top. It's very well kind of preserved, although I don't think it's habitable. I'll try and find my way inside. Here's the entrance. We've finally taken the long way around and find our way in. So there's glass in the windows here, so that looks more promising, so we'll head in. So Colchester Castle's having an exhibition about mythical creatures, and this is a map about mythical creatures, and they also have mugs and tea towels and magnets, so that's lovely. Oh my goodness, look at this. The Modern Witchcraft Guide to Fairies. Women of Myth. Amazing. Magical unicorns.
Magical mermaids.
Yes. It's got all the fairy tale stuff here. And these are lovely crystals. Oh, they're so pretty. So pretty. Oh my goodness. So there's plenty of Papo figurines and fantasy world stuff. Okay. I'm really more of a fairies person. I'm going to restrain myself here. A little cauldron candle left over from Halloween. Okay, there's some nice unicorns there. There's a lovely set of things about ancient Rome. Little sort of helmets there, very cute. And we have a centurion soldier and Roman legends brought to life. Look at this. Tasting history. 4,000 years of recipes. That's really cool. Oh, how to survive in ancient Rome. Scary. Okay. Oh, they've still got Halloween things at Colchester Castle. There's a little kitty mug there. And a book of spells. Okay, and like a ghosty glass mug. Candles. Okay, so I guess Colchester Castle's a good place to come for Halloween. Folklore and superstition map. Wow, that's good. Okay, that's good. This is part of the Mythical Creatures exhibition in Colchester Castle. So I don't want to catch any of the children who are leaving. So I'll just move around just the wall, and there you have Mythical Creatures at Colchester Castle. Fantastic. So apparently this is an elephant skull, and it's believed to have influenced people to believe. People have confused this with a cyclops, apparently. So that's it does look quite scary looking. Okay. Here is a unicorn horn from a narwhal, and there's a lovely nut from the Seychelles. These are other items in the Mythical Creatures exhibition, and they are quite stunning looking. Wow. Okay. Can't resist getting another picture of this wonderful dragon sculpture here. Fantastic. Here's a fantastic cauldron. It's called the Sheepen Cauldron, and the notes say that it was deliberately buried as part of a religious ritual. Was that to do with someone's death, or was it just a ritual in itself? Let's have a look. Okay. It was a religious act in the Middle Bronze Age. That's what I call a real witch's cauldron there. I really love these archery windows. There's something about a museum, any museum, that just gives you a rest from real life. Amazing. This is the Mythical Creatures exhibition beginning properly. Okay. The unicorn is a pure wild creature, hunted by people who want to steal the power of his horn. However, he will gift his healing power freely if approached by someone good and kind who only wants to help others. Okay. Okay, the unicorn's bottle, filled with water purified by unicorn's horn. Okay, I think that there are unicorns referred to in the Bible, but it's thought that what this actually meant was a rhinoceros, which also has one horn. And although rhinoceroses are lovely, they're not the same as unicorn. Okay. And yes, this is, I think, another narwhal horn. Okay. So this mythical creature is the griffin, and apparently he has a nest of agate eggs. And if he feels impressed by the fact that you're in need and you're a good person, he will give you an agate egg to help you with your quest. So there we are. That's lovely. The griffin slightly reminds me of Cookie. So this is a griffin claw. At least people in the medieval era thought it was a griffin claw, but it's actually the horn of an ibex, an alpine goat. But people believed in griffins apparently till about the 1500s. Okay, here's the agate eggs of the griffin. Wow. Okay. Okay, lovely mermaid. So, no sea in Colchester, but we're not far from the coast. Okay. It's a Fiji mermaid. The top half is a monkey, the bottom half is a fish. And it's in Japan called a ningyo. So here are some mermaid-like items. Mermaid's comb and things made from sea life. It's another view of the dragon that was outside. Okay. And I guess this gold is his treasure. So here is some dragon's treasure, which is gold. That's what the dragon's like. We have a dragon crown and some other items here. And I think what they're saying is that some creatures like snakes and crocodiles, alligators, which people in the past didn't often see, they assumed were dragons. So that's why people have this dragon lore. They mistook other creatures for dragons. I think there could be dragons in another dimension. I think all of these creatures could exist in another dimension. Okay, it's a lovely exhibition. Here, out of curiosity, is the skeleton of a king cobra. Wow, that's engineering. Fierce black dog called the black shuck. It was seen in 1577 in Bungay and Blythborough. Okay. A strange and terrible wonder, wrought here late in the parish church of Bungay. Okay. I don't want to meet him in a dark night. This place really has a castle-y feeling. Look at that space and the wonderful window there. The wonderful big bits of Roman pottery. I really recommend Colchester Castle. It's got a lot to see. It's lovely. Oh my goodness, these are pieces of glass from over 1,000 years ago. How can they have survived? That is amazing. They're beautiful. How about that for a fireplace? You could definitely stand in there. Wow, maybe they would roast an ox in somewhere like that. Or maybe not. Maybe they do that in the kitchens. Wow, there's even a sphinx at Colchester Castle. This was found on the site of where the Essex County Hospital on Lexton Road stands today. So that is just so eerie looking. It says, that a sphinx is associated with death. There's the body of a winged lion and the face of a woman. My goodness. The Sphinx represents the triumph of death over life. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, I've come. And Han, you've made it work. Oh, oh, oh. The top is very strange. It's hard to see properly a bit, but this collection of little figurines was found at an address in Beverley Road in Colchester, and it's, I think, one of the largest collections of buried figurines that they've ever found. Goodness me, how incredible. Some of these bowls look like, you know, you could use them. I mean, that looks like a modern frying pan. Ah, and then beautiful flask. Oh, sorry, it's getting a reflection, but it's an amazing find. One of the last things I'm going to look at is the Green Lady found near Osseths, near Clacton. That is a beautiful painting. Okay, Green Lady, you're a mystery. That is so beautiful. Oh, wow. I truly recommend a visit to Colchester Castle Museum. It really is super, and I feel there's much more to see than I've seen today, but we need to be heading home. So there we go. That was fantastic. Old picture of Colchester Castle. It's very cute. And some more modern postcards. Here is some very castle-y things, like kind of heraldic cushion shields and I suppose items for dressing up. And like a catapult here. Okay. That could be a bit deathly, I think. Okay, and then we've got nice wooden swords. And yeah, there's lots of stuff to pretend you're a knight or a lady. Yeah. Hi again, friends. Well, yes, that was my visit to Colchester Castle with my Auntie Anne. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to move that pole. It's awful. Anyway, right, fine. Yes, I was visiting with my auntie and it was lovely. And I did get a few things in the gift shop, which I will show you now. Here, first of all, you'll probably see this in the video. It's a video called The Great British Folklore and Superstition Map. And it is quite an exhaustive account of any esoteric or strange or mysterious creature or beast or whatever all over the United Kingdom. So I can weird myself out wherever I go. So I really was happy to get that, and I hope that next year some of my vlogs will benefit from this map. And it's called Strumpshaw, Tingleton and Giggleswick's Craftily Conjured Great British Folklore and Superstition Map. So cool, that's the first thing I got. Secondly, I got this large postcard, I hope that's the right way up it is, that's from the Mythical Creatures exhibition, and it's really really a lovely piece of art, though there's no mention of the artist or who they are or what the piece is called. But there are some, because it's based in Colchester, the exhibition, they've put on this postcard. Let me turn around the camera actually and show you. Here is the map, and yeah, there's this thing called the Stowmarket Fairies. I love fairies. I've now got to go to Stowmarket. And there's the Ipswich Ogre and the sea monster from Eccles, I think, and the Bungay black shuck dog. Yes, the black shuck dog was seen in Bungay and another village, and we mentioned that in the video, which is amazing. And then look at this, the Green Children of Woolpit. Who are the Green Children? And then what's this one? The Cambridgeshire Shug Monkey. Fantastic. Okay, so really there's just a lot of scope for the imagination and for me to do trips next year when the weather's a bit nicer. If you look out here, wow, do I need to sweep up the leaves. To be fair though, the council have not yet collected any of my garden waste. I mean, I've paid for this at the end of the summer and they've still not been, so I've got my bin now. However, moving swiftly on, so I got this, and it's really lovely. I treasure that. Finally, it will not surprise fans of my channel to know I got a fridge magnet of Colchester Castle because it was really beautiful and magnificent, and this will always remind me of going there with my Auntie Anne. So that's the things that I got. I don't know if there's a cafe in Colchester Castle Museum. We didn't see one. There might be, but we didn't go there. We'll have to go back and see. Right. It's nice to be back in here with my little funny toadstool table. Yeah, okay. Okay friends, well this week has been slightly taken up with my auntie's visit, which has been really lovely. She is the nicest guest in the world. I did make a work trip and I'm going to now put in a little bit of footage from that. You'll see that the place I went for my work, it was a big shopping centre, and they'd put out their Christmas stuff, their Christmas decorations, and it really kind of made me feel Christmas has begun, which is partly why I'm wearing my unicorn jumper, though that was also because of the Mythical Creatures exhibition. But I just kind of felt the Christmas spirit kind of came alive in my heart a bit. I'm someone who really always puts out their decorations at the beginning of December, and I don't really think I'll change that a great deal. I might do some decorating earlier, maybe, or maybe not, I'm not sure. I did want to do a Christmas craft for this video, but time's pressing on. I may not have time for this one, but I'll maybe do it for next week. And anyway, so now I will put in the bit of film about my trip and then anything else I managed to put in. And yeah, thank you for, if you're still here, thank you for keeping on watching. Hello friends, I'm in probably my last Travelodge for the year. I'm up near Telford at the Travelodge there. I don't want to use up too much space in my camera, but I'll just quickly show you the room and my view. It's been a really wet drive. I think there was a month's worth of rain in 2 days, so it was really difficult, but however, let me show you the room. It's a nice double bed and fairly traditional Travelodge picture. One of the new chairs with the sort of blueprint, and then just a nice desk. I found a comb, a miracle. And I'll just go over to the window. You can see, I think there's a Toby Carvery over there, and I think that's where we're going. The guy, you know, my colleague who drove us, I think he's pretty tired, but he did an amazing job because it was really pretty scary. The rain was pouring down. Okay. This is the bathroom. It's pretty simple. Kind of an ombre shower curtain. And little bin. Yep. And they look like they've got lots of products there. So that's nice. Cup of tea. Oh wow, yeah. My last cherry bakewell. Very grateful I had it. Okay, right. Hungry. Good morning, friends. Well, here we go. I didn't even see last night in the dark. There was this big ridgy roof thing right in front of my window. They seem to be taking away the rubbish or the laundry. There's a Costa over there. There's the Toby Carvery, which was very gratefully received. Okay, more tea. So I think this is my first Christmas tree that I've seen this year. First Christmas lights. Oh, it's lovely. Okay, on with the day. Cookie came up to the door, but he hasn't so far come in. He's just prowling around his garden. Hello, Cookie. Please come in and see us. Come and join the vlog. No. One other thing I was going to say about the fairy shed is the spider population has decreased enormously. I mean, there are still a few spiders in here. If you're a fan of the channel, you'll know there was an enormous spider population in this shed. And I didn't really like it, but I also didn't want to. Apparently there's a thing you can get called a spider trap. And I just didn't really want to do that. So what happened was I eventually managed to get replacement perspex glass for the shed, and my carpenter gentleman, he put them in when he was doing the fence, And I would say that that stopped a lot of insects getting in, and that stopped the spiders from having food. So it's really sort of stopped them from coming in and hanging around here. So there you go. It was a natural way of getting rid of the spiders, and I'm pretty grateful for that. Yeah. Should I pull a fairy dust card? Maybe. So one thing I often do in this fairy shed, if you're a fan, is I like to pull fairy dust cards. Our last one was about flowers, and that was quite a while ago. I've not been in here for a while. I've been so busy. So I'll just quickly pull another fairy dust card. We'll see what it is. See if it gives us any guidance for this week. They're very sweet cards. You know, they don't have any bad import. Okay, and we've got turquoise. My goodness, it says, a turquoise crystal is color blue. Its healing magic works on you. Interestingly enough, I do love turquoise as a color. The color turquoise does suit me. Gosh, I'll see if I've got any turquoise clothes to hand or turquoise crystal. I maybe have one somewhere. We'll see. But I've never pulled this card before. I'll just show it to you briefly. There we go. Turquoise crystal is color blue. Oh, healing magic. Turquoise is an amazing color. I remember getting that leaf baby at the Audley End miniature railway earlier this summer. Sorry guys. Yeah, I got this at Audley End. It's another lovely place to visit. Okay, I digress. Well friends, I am going to manage to fit in one more activity in this video, and what I have here is a calligraphy set. This calligraphy set by Art Maker I got in my local Aldi or Lidl, as so many things I've got this year have been, and then I ordered this calligraphy practice book on Amazon. When I was little, I did have some calligraphy things once for Christmas from my mum and dad, and I did like it, but I kind of got a bit discouraged. I remember we had a big bottle of ink, and it was, you know, it was really very messy and quite difficult. Though it was lovely when you did do a letter beautifully. So I saw this set. This was $5.99. So I think I'm going to open it up and see what there is, and I'll show you what there is. Okay. Well, it just goes to show that you should always look inside a kit before you buy things. I assumed that what I was getting was the pens and the inks. But actually, what you have is a book about calligraphy, and also a calligraphy exercise book, kind of similar to the ones that I've actually bought on Amazon. I didn't need it. So that's interesting. I think next of all, I will open up the pens and maybe have a go at doing a letter. So that's great. Now it's getting a bit more exciting. So I have 2 felt tip pens here for doing calligraphy, which is very good. And then I have 1 proper calligraphy pen, and there are 2 different sizes of nibs. So that's a rather broader nib, obviously, than this one. I think the broader one probably will have a more dramatic effect. So I think I'm probably going to put that one in the pen with one of these little refills, and we'll see what happens. Hello again, friends. Well, I have got some ink in my pen now, but I don't know whether it's pierced the actual pen. So I'll just try and write. Nope, no, there's nothing coming out. Okay, I'll have another look. Okay. Well, friends, with a lot of difficulty, I finally got the cartridge loaded up. I don't think ink is coming through the barrel yet. I'll try and write again. Just a second. Wow. No ink, no ink. Okay. Right, okay. I really would like to draw something in my scrapbook today, so I may just go on to the calligraphy felt tip pens, and I'll come back to this. That's really disappointing. I mean, it's only a cheap set. It was $5.99, so what do I expect? But I just thought the ink would come through the barrel, because I did puncture the cartridge. Okay, right, get the felt tip pen. Okay, so this is not actually a calligraphy pen. It's just a nice kind of felt tip. Oh, look, it's just doing a kind of double thing there. Okay. Okay, it's not quite the effect that I wanted. Let me try and see if I can get the ink to run through the pen properly. Okay. Okay, success. I had some advice on Google and I've now got some blots on my nice clean page, but that does mean that the ink is flowing. So I shall now try to maybe just do a couple of letters and we'll see what happens. Okay. This is probably going to be horrendous. Okay. Oh, I've gone over the small one as well. Oh, sorry, I'm out of focus, guys. Sorry, let's try again. Okay. Well, that's already better. That's a lot better. Okay. Oh, that's a bad one. Oops. I really got into the rhythm on the second one there. Try another one. Try another one. Okay, so. And up. Down. Loop around. Okay. Once again, I've invaded that one. Okay, so. Well, it's not bad. I think, funnily enough, my first and second ones look the best. Okay, I'll try a few more, then I'll come back to you. Well, friends, I think I found a new hobby I really like. I feel that by the time I got to the bottom, I had improved a bit. I noticed that there's actually not supposed to be this little sort of tail bit here. We look at the example, there's no tail there. And it took me till the bottom of the page to realise you don't put a tail on that bit. But I think my small a's improved. So that's lovely. For the benefit of YouTube, I'm going to just try and very badly do a little bit of calligraphy in my scrapbook and decorate it because I'm finding I'm really enjoying that too. But I think I'm going to like calligraphy. I think that this set was a very good buy and I'm glad that I got it. Okay friends, well here's my infamous pink scrapbook. And here I've done just in my own handwriting really, and then just with the A, the calligraphy A, I've done All You Need Is Love. I'm a child of the Beatles. So I'm going to surround that with some little dried flowers and that will be the end of this section. So here we go. I've got some white, some purple and some pink. I may use a few pink, but I think they might just disappear into the pink paper. So maybe I'll concentrate more on the purple and white, but we'll see. Hello friends, well here's my finished page in the scrapbook. And so there's my All You Need Is Love, which I've gone a bit too close to the all, I think. And then I filled it in with a slightly, hopefully 1960s kind of flower power vibe. I don't know, do dried flowers count? Maybe just live flowers count for a 60s vibe. Anyway, I can't put live flowers into my scrapbook, so there you go. All you need is love. I do believe this, in a sense, that is all you need. Goodness, if people could have real love for one another, the world would be a different place. So I have glued these down with Mod Podge, which I'm sure any crafters watching will know. Mod Podge, and then I think probably I should carefully do a layer of Mod Podge over the top of the flowers once this has dried, but it will take a while. But maybe in my next video I'll show you how it looked when it all dried. But no, that's been really lovely, and that's my last bit for today. Well friends, in case I don't come up with a better ending to this video, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing a bit of the Mythical Creatures exhibition at Colchester Castle. Totally recommend it. If you're anyone that loves esoteric, strange, fanciful things like me, you will like it. And I thought it was a very nice way to show the children the sort of strands of truth and the reasons why people have sometimes mistakenly thought things were mythical creatures. And then also, to me, I still believe that some things like unicorns, I've got another unicorn here. Where is it? Oh, I'll find it. Here is another unicorn that I've got in my shed, which I really love. It's a mummy unicorn and a baby. They've got lovely pink tails. So yeah, to me, I think that unicorns could exist in a dimension that we can't see. I also think that could be true of fairies and elves and things. These sort of creatures are so much in our collective unconscious. I mean, so many people over the centuries know what you mean by a unicorn. There must be something behind it. Or maybe not. We will find out, I suppose, when we go to heaven. But anyway, thank you for watching from my unicorn friends and me. Here's the other one. I will see you in my next vlog, and have a lovely week.